Well, if you didn't think it could get any worse, it got worse today. Ravens lose 44-10 and are absolutely dominated by the Houston Texans. Congrats to the Texans. Obviously, good, strong showing today on defense and offense, but this is another game with just no effort, multiple turnovers, not forcing any turnovers, not getting pressure. Obviously, injuries play somewhat of a role, but I mean, I feel like we're losing this game fully healthy. Lamar Jackson out there, we're losing this game. Like, this defense sucks. This defense is trash. Most points allowed in franchise history through 5 weeks, ties the worst start in franchise history. The Ravens are 1-4 now, and it just seems like the sky's falling. I know we're going to get a lot of guys back, but this coaching staff needs change ASAP. And I don't know if a Harbaugh change is coming in the middle of the season. I highly doubt it. The noise needs to get loud to Steve Bisciotti because he's the only one that can make change to a head coach. You know, I think there definitely needs to be change, man. I am on board with a full new coaching staff. I'm on board with clearing out some of the higher paid players on this roster like Roquan and Marlon Humphrey. I know they're not out there today, but like this defense looked like this with them. And now we remove all those players and it kind of looks the same. I can't even find a bright spot from this game. I don't think anybody played well. And I know we got 5 rookies on defense, but they looked out of position. They don't know what they're doing. None of them shined. None of them made plays. It's tough to find any positives in this situation, so I'm just not going to be very positive. This is just how I feel right now. I feel like this team needs drastic change. This was a struggling Houston Texans offense that had their way with this Ravens defense. I mean, this is the worst Ravens defense I've ever seen, and this may be the worst professional defense I've ever seen in my life. We've been hearing the players all offseason compare this Ravens defense to the old Ravens defenses and how they need to get back to the standard and force turnovers. And I mean, we just need to stop that conversation entirely. It's an insult to even compare this defense in 2025 to anything that we've seen in Baltimore Ravens history on defense. I mean, they're so far away from the standard, the tradition, play like a Raven. I mean, we're so far away from that. There's just no effort out there. They're poorly coached. They're in bad positions. The game plans aren't working. And on top of that, there's no effort. There's no fight. There was a small few little moments from individual players where I saw a little fight, but I mean, it's just overall, it's not good, man. It's not good. The defense is absolute trash. And then the offense, obviously we don't have Lamar Jackson. We didn't have Ronnie Stanley, but the offense couldn't get anything going either. I mean, we got outperformed in every phase of the game once again, including special teams. I mean, every phase of the game, the Ravens are getting dominated week after week. We're just getting blown out. I can't remember ever a time in Ravens history where we're just getting destroyed week after week, even with these injuries. I don't even want to talk about the injuries because this was happening before the injuries. This is just embarrassing. We couldn't get the run game going at all today. The offensive line could not run block. We had tight formations, Houston stacking the box, and we can't run against stacked boxes anymore. You know, we could in the past. Maybe we could have a little bit more success if Lamar's out there. He's obviously a threat too, but I mean, even with Lamar, even with Ronnie Stanley, we weren't winning today. You know what I mean? We weren't scoring 45 plus on this Houston's defense. There's no way. No way. We weren't winning this game at all. Cooper Rush didn't play great either. 3 interceptions. One, the Andrews bobble, I guess you could say is not really his fault, but who cares? We had 3 interceptions. 3 turnovers, no turnovers on defense. I just don't have anything good to say about this team right now, man. There's no fight at all. It pisses me off. It's embarrassing. It's tough to watch this team week after week, and there needs to be change. I just saw in John Harbaugh's presser, he said that changing the defensive coordinator is not the answer. I think they got to clean house completely, but that's never going to be John Harbaugh's call. You know what I mean? That's Steve Bisciotti. So you got to talk to the owner. John Harbaugh's obviously not going to give up or quit. And if he doesn't want to change a coordinator, then, I mean, you need a whole regime change. I don't see this getting better. Obviously, when we get some guys back, we may look better than this today. But, I mean, how are we going to just run the table and have a really strong season and turn this around? I've been trying to stay optimistic. I love this team. I will always love this team. I'm not going to just stop watching games or not be here or anything like that. But, I was having some hope. All right, like, let's just get some fight. Having a lot of those vets out today, I thought maybe gave a chance for some younger guys to step up. Somebody could go in there and game wreck and just make a play or two, have a little bit more fight. The guys were flying around in the preseason. This defense was flying around, hitting people in the preseason, and it's just all out the window. There's no effort. They're in bad positions. We're getting torched over the middle. The linebackers can't cover at all. Everyone looks slow. Starks got turned around on a bomb to Kirk. Soft coverage with the corners, especially earlier in the game. We started to press a little bit more as the game went, but we were playing 10 yards off receivers again early in the game. Just easy throws to a guy like Nico Collins who's just going to eat that up all day. Stroud was confident, comfortable, accurate, and Stroud's a good quarterback. I'm not saying that he's not like that, but we need to make him uncomfortable, and we just are getting zero pressure. We're making no quarterbacks uncomfortable. Your quarterback, if you're the opposing team, your quarterback's going to have their best day against this Baltimore Ravens defense right now. This is a struggling Houston offense. They got the run game going today. They got the pass game going today. It didn't matter. We couldn't get off the field once again. They didn't even punt until the fourth quarter. It's just embarrassing, man. The stadium is basically empty. It's crazy that this season started like this. The Ravens have been knocking on the door of a Super Bowl for at least 2 years. I know we had some Lamar Jackson injuries the years before that and we didn't make it, but Chiefs AFC Championship game 2 years ago, divisional round against the Bills last year, and we looked dominant both regular seasons, and this could just not be further away from that. It is the exact opposite. The Ravens look like one of the worst teams in the entire NFL. Between running a business, creating videos, and just everyday life, I'm always looking for a quick snack to keep me fueled, and that's why I gotta tell you guys about Chomps. I am literally obsessed with these beef sticks. I have one every single day. It is the perfect on-the-go snack. 10 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and they taste incredible. My personal favorite right now is the barbecue beef stick. Chomps comes in a bunch of pack sizes too. You can grab them online in 10 count or 24 count packs, or pick them up in stores as singles or 6 to 8 packs. If you've tried Chomps before, drop your favorite flavor in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think. And if you haven't tried Chomps, check them out using the link in the description or use code FLOCK for 15% off your Chomps order and free shipping. We know the Ravens haven't been the strongest coach team over the years, especially in Harbaugh's tenure. Nobody's denying that, but this is bad. This is like they didn't even have training camp or something. Nobody's prepared. Nobody. I can't, I'm sure when we go back and look, there'll be a few bright moments, but just watching the game on TV, I don't know who had a good game today. I really don't. The offensive line could not run block. Henry could not get going. He had 15 carries for 33 yards. It's not like we didn't try and run. We were down multiple scores and still trying to get the run game going. We only had 39 offensive plays. We had 20 pass plays, 19 runs. So it was a very balanced game. We tried to run in this game and could not run at all. Let's take a look at these stats. Cooper Rush, 14 of 20 for 179 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, was only sacked once, but not a great game from Cooper Rush or just the offense in general, man. Like I said, the run game, awful too. Derrick Henry, 15 carries, 33 yards, averaging 2.2 yards a carry. He did punch one in on the goal line. Keaton Mitchell was involved in this game. 3 carries for 8 yards. Justice Hill, only 1 carry for 3 yards. Zay Flowers led the way in the receiving game, 5 catches for 72 yards. On defense, Teddy Buchanan led the way with 14 tackles. He also wore the green dot today, but, communication was as bad as ever. Coverage was as bad as ever. No pressure. We had 2 sacks. Trenton Simpson and Van Noy got a sack. And those were really due to Houston's offensive line not picking up the blitz well at all. And they kind of came in pretty cleanly. And then looking at Houston, CJ Stroud just tore us up. 23 of 27, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Nick Chubb, 11 for 61 on the ground. The Texans ran for 167 on the ground. Christian Kirk led the way in receiving, 4 for 64. Dalton Schultz over the middle was getting a bunch, 5 for 60. Nico Collins, 4 for 52 and a touchdown. Jaden Higgins, 4 for 32. 3 interceptions, 1 by Lassiter, 2 by Petrie. Disgusting, embarrassing, underprepared, lack of effort Ravens week after week right now. Something's got to change. It's got to come from Bisciotti. I mean, the noise has got to get so loud, or the season has to get so bad that Steve makes a change at the end of the year. I mean, that's the only way this coaching regime's getting changed, that we're getting kind of a fresh start in Baltimore and, hopefully get back to some of the culture that worked and that should be here, and start building a new culture too, because obviously the voice is gone. The voice is gone not only from the coaching staff, but there's no player voice speaking up either that's changing this. I mean, we're hearing guys speak out. Nothing's changing week after week. It's getting worse. I know, like I said, I know we're injured, but I'm not using injuries as an excuse, because we're getting waxed. We've been hurt before and still put up a fight. If we would have barely lost this game, but the guys were out there fighting, it'd be a different story. But we're just, from the start of this game, for opening drive, Houston goes down, scores a touchdown. I'm like, man, this defense ain't stopping nothing. They don't even punt till the fourth quarter. The starters are out for Houston with 9 minutes left in the fourth, because they're just absolutely dominating us. This is one of the worst offenses in the league, by the way. I know Houston's starting to turn it around, but this isn't the Bills or the Lions. It's not, it's not the same type of high-powered offense. And they ran through us. Everybody's running through us. We got the Rams next week. Stafford is going to light this defense up. I would start everybody on the Rams in fantasy, man. This defense is going to get torched. I don't know what would turn it around. I'd be pleasantly surprised if this turns around, but I don't know what's going to turn this around. And I don't see, if John Harbaugh is not making a coordinator change, I don't think Steve's firing Harbaugh in the middle of the season. This would probably come in the offseason. And maybe that's better if the Ravens just have a terrible year and keep tanking it, then, we'll have a top pick. But I also feel like after the bye, the Ravens have a ton of winnable games and we'll probably end up having a decent record. I don't know if we'll make the playoffs. It's getting further and further away from us, but we're not going to probably have a top 5 pick or anything like that. It looks like that at the moment, but all these guys are coming back. I would imagine this Ravens team gets some more wins this season. We're probably not going to have that high of a pick. So it's almost, I'd rather have a top 5 pick. We go get that game-changing defensive lineman or pass rusher, if we have a top 5 pick and we win 3 games this year or something. But we're going to be better than that. It's just brutal, man. I can't remember a season going this bad when we had this high expectations. I mean, this roster was loaded. This team was great last year. And it is just the fall off like no one could have ever predicted. I mean, it's rough, man. There's no fight in this team. And where's the fight going to come from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When's the turning point? We saw a little bit of Jair Alexander in this game. First game that he was active since week 1 against Buffalo, but he didn't even come in until the second quarter. He was not, I think he had 2 snaps in the first half. He was definitely playing a lot more towards the end of the game, but I saw him letting up some throws too. Highlight of Jair in this game is ripping the ball away from Hutchinson after the play because he was doing the Ray Lewis dance trying to disrespect us in our house, but I get it, man. I mean, like I said, that standard's gone right now. That standard that Ray said, Ed, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata, that standard that was here, that culture that was here, gone right now. Nobody's playing like that. This defense is so far away from that, man. I don't even want to hear those comparisons anymore. I don't know if he'd want to do it, but I'd love for us to hire Ray in some capacity to be a coach on this team and be around these guys, because I really feel like they need a leader like that. And it sucks that no player is able to change that, or no coach on this team is able to rally the guys, because they're not playing together. They're not playing for each other. They're not putting in maximum effort. It's just not out there. It's just not there, man. This ain't the Ravens that we know at all. And something's got to change. Something's got to change fast. But the Ravens are 1-4, and they look like a 1-4 team. One of the worst teams in the league right now. And just consistently underprepared, lack of effort. It sucks. It sucks. It hurts to watch. And this isn't the team that any of us know, man. It's just not. But let me know what you guys are thinking about everything. What has to happen outside of changing the coaching staff, which we have zero control over, and the owner's the only one that can do that. So what has to happen? What can we fix? Let me know what you guys are thinking about everything. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the Flock Rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better